What's up, YouTube? It's your boy JB, and I'm here today with the review for American Horror Story. This is season 9. This was episode 100. So, congratulations to American Horror Story on 100 episodes of keeping us in high suspense. So, you guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and just jump into tonight's video. Alright, so since this episode was in different timelines, it started in 1985 and it went to 1989, which is my birth year. So we're just gonna go in order of 1985 and 1989. So we're gonna start up with 1985. So in 1985, we see that the Night Stalker and Jingles, they're at this motel. So the Night Stalker, he is playing Billy Idol on a boombox, and there's a lady next door, her and her family. She can't sleep, so she goes and knocks on the door, and she's like, can you keep the noise down? He was like, no, you cannot keep Billy Idol down. I'm like, motherfucker, if I'm trying to sleep, you gonna keep whoever the hell I want down. Keep You and Billy Idol can go. You can keep it down, or I will go and get the hotel staff and tell them like, come on, bruh. Don't nobody. I don't know what time I don't know what time it was, but I'm pretty sure it was, in the wee hours of the morning. Nobody wants to hear that bullshit. So, he tries to get her into the room so he could kill her. And Jingle stops him like, you know what, you got to stop with this. And Jingles is just not feeling, killing people, because he says he can still see the people's faces that they've been killing. And he tells him, what, you made a deal with the devil, so you can't go back on that deal now. I'm like, what? So he has a hard on for the devil, like super seriously. God. So then we also see Jingles and the Night Stalker. So they go to like a gas station. I don't know exactly where they are, but Jingles, he gets out of the car because the Night Stalker went into the store. So Jingles goes up there where the papers are, and the papers appear to be in Spanish or some other some other language. But I'm assuming that was Spanish. And Jingles puts a quarter in the slot to open it to get the paper out, because the Night Stalker's face is plastered all over the front page. So he hands it to a woman, and she looks, and she's saying, "That's him, that's him." So then the locals, they when the Night Stalker walks out of the gas station, they start to chase him, and then they finally catch up to him because he tried to get into this woman's car, and she kicked him, and then the people just start beating his ass. I'm like, well, damn, that's what you get. And Jingles sees him, and Jingles is just like, I'm like, Jingles don't care. Like, Jingles is ready to get the fuck out of Dodge. So also in 1985, we see that Trevor. Remember, in 1984, Margaret killed him, so she thought, but she actually didn't kill him. He's in the hospital, and we also know that she said that Brooke tried to kill. Brooke killed everybody at the camp, and she was the only survivor. And I'm thinking to myself, like, nobody had any kind of, nobody thought. So this is the second time that this has happened. She's once again the sole survivor. Like, nobody thought like this is too coincidental that she's a sole survivor. She survived in 1970, and we arrested Jingles for the murder of those camp counselors. And now in 1984, she opens this camp up. Jingles returns. And that's my whole thing. Like, Jingles escaped. So, no, these cops are stupid. Like, excuse me, y'all. These cops are stupid. Jingles escaped from the mental institution. Like, nothing rang a bell in y'all head that maybe Jingles actually killed those people. Those allegedly Jingles killed those camp counselors that were there in 1984. That don't ring a bell in anybody's head. Yes, I know she killed Montana, and she can't really prove that it was self-defense, or she could. I mean, cause she did have some scars. She did have some wounds on her, so she could have claimed self-defense, which it was self-defense. But again, nobody seriously thought that was coincidental that Margaret survived in 1970, and then she survived this time. Like, when she died, like, when you think, okay, how odd is it that someone went on a killing spree again, but this bitch manages to survive once again? Okay. So then Trevor, so back to Trevor. So Trevor is, he knows that, he remembers that it was Margaret who tried to kill him. But he's like, you know what, I'm gonna blackmail you. So, I want to be a sugar baby to you because at this point she has made a lot of money. And we'll talk about that in a few minutes. But she's made a lot of money. And she says, you know what, I'll do you one better. You be my husband because if you marry me, you can't testify against me. And I'm like, oh God, I would not want to be married to somebody as psychotic as fucking Margaret. Could not be married to anybody as lunatic as Margaret. But we'll move on to 1989, you guys. All right, so in 1989 at Camp Redwood, we see this guy. So he's taking pictures of the scenery. So then he gets to this cabin. He takes a picture of it, and on it it says Brooke wants your blood. I'm like, that's interesting. Brooke wants your blood. So then he goes toward the docks, and on the docks is Montana. So he's telling Montana what he's there for. He wants to take a picture of a waterfall, and I think he's talking about some other birds. So, Montana comes up to him and she starts flirting with him. And she's like, can I feel what's in your fanny pack? And she's like, do you want to stick it in me? He says, yes. She says, well, me first. And she starts to stab him and she kills him. And I'm like, well, damn. So then we see Xavier and we see some of the counselors from the 1970s there. The counselors from the 70s are like, damn, I don't even want to touch a human body at this point. And here they are still killing. And Xavier's like, you know what? Forget them. Next person that comes in, I get to kill them. I'm like, well, damn. So y'all are stuck here for eternity, basically. And all y'all want to do is just kill? Cool. So then we see Margaret. So Margaret is on the lifestyle of the rich and famous that was hosted by, what is his name? Robin Leach. I think that's his name. Robin Leach. I believe that's his name. I'm about to look that up. Lifestyle. I believe that is his name. Lifestyle of. I know his last name is Leach. Yeah, Robin Leach. I had it correct. That is his name, Robin Leach. So, yeah, she's on the lifestyle of the rich and famous because at this point, she's a real estate mogul worth a lot of money. So we see that she's bought a lot of places where horrific events have happened at. And I'm like, again, Margaret is a fucking nutcase. So like I said before, she's married to Trevor. So then her assistant comes in and he tells her that Brooke lost her last appeal and she's gonna be executed. And I'm like, damn, so Brooke gonna be executed for everything that Margaret did. So then, at the prison, they're I don't know, I guess they were walking Brooke to her cell, and a Night Stalker sees her. He says, you know what, you should have let me kill you the night that I came to your apartment. And he's like, you know what, Montana would be happy that you're right here with me. Well, right here. And she's like, you know what, I gutted that bitch. I'm like, yes, you definitely gutted that bitch. Like, you gutted the fuck out of that bitch and did a good job of him. But for him to sit there and tell her she should have let him kill her at her apartment that night, I'm like, well, damn. Tell the girl how you really feel about her. Like, you didn't even know her. This whole vendetta was because of Montana. And Montana's dead. So why are you still talking about somebody that is dead? All right, so at Camp Redwood, we see Ray. So Ray is getting on Montana about killing people. She's like, oh, Ray, you're going to do what you always do, and that's clean up the bodies. I'm like, oh, so that's what we want the black boy to do? Clean up the bodies that you guys made a mess of. Okay. So, he's telling them, like, we don't even know why we are stuck here. So you guys want to keep killing him? They were like, you know what, Ray, you sound just like those old heads that are here. And, so then the guy that Montana kills, his girlfriend comes up and she's looking for him. And Ray has the paper in his hand because he showed them that Brooke is going to be executed. And he's like, but this is my friend. And he looked around. He's like, oh, shit. Where's Xavier? Where's Xavier? Right behind the girlfriend and slices her throat. I'm like, damn. You didn't even get it. Like, damn. I felt bad for Ray because Ray's like, shit. Y'all keep killing people. What is up with this? So then we see Brooke in her cell. Now, she can hear the Night Stalker. and he's talking about the ways that he would want to be executed. And I'm like, what? Like, what a nutcase. So then we see him appear in her cell, and he tells her his master can help her from death if she says yes. And she says, you know what? Fuck off. he ain't had no other choice but to fuck off. So then we see Margaret with her assistant. Her assistant is telling her all her deals are basically falling through because people think she's being morbid, and everything people think that everything that she's doing is morbid, and that she is she's dishonoring the dead, which I'm like, she is. She's taking places where, you know, mass murder stuff has happened, and she wants to make it into like an attraction. Like, don't nobody want to see that shit. Don't nobody want to go there. Like, nobody wants that. So, you know, so her assistant suggests that she should sell the business. She's like, not gonna happen. So then Trevor comes in, and he's saying, you know, there are murders that are starting back up at Camp Redwood. And she's like, you know, she's getting happy and giddy about that. I'm like, what? You're happy because people are being murdered at that camp? I want somebody to murder Margaret. Seriously, I just want somebody to just kill the dumb bitch. Please kill her. Like, she's happy about that? That shit is baffling. Alright, so we see Jingles. Now, in my notes, it says that Jingles in Alaska, and he has a family with a prostitute. But he's happy. And he works at a video store that is much similar to Blockbuster of the 90s. If you guys remember what Blockbuster was. It was Blockbuster. It was Hastings. We had some smaller ones in my hometown, but the big two were Blockbuster and Hastings. Man, those were my stores to go to when I was a kid. So then we see Margaret at Camp Redwood because she's having a food and music fest. So, you know, she says the people that come and pay, they can stay in the cabins where the massacres occurred. And I'm like, who in their right mind would want to do that? But there would be some, I'm pretty sure there would be people who would pay to do that, but it just wouldn't be me. So then, you know, they talking about the killer being on, you know, a killer being on loose. She said, you know, that's a good thing. Like, when do you want to be scared? And I'm like, no, I wouldn't want to be scared. So then we see Chet and Montana. They're hiding in the cut. And Chet, he wants to, you know, he wants to go and kill Margaret. And, you know, Montana's like, in due time, Chet. I'm like, no, let Chet just go up there and just slice the bitch's throat. Because, I mean, they can't take him to jail because he's already dead. So, yeah, let him go up there and just stab the bitch, cut the bitch, shoot the bitch, do whatever you got to do to the bitch. I want the bitch dead. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Kill the bitch. Period. Alright, so next we see Jingles. So Jingles is at home, and he's watching this on TV, and his girl, she's like, I know you were trying to get away from that life. Like, are you okay? He's like, nah, I'm good. I feel free. I'm like, really? You see the girl that, you know, used you years ago, and you're okay with that? Like, I want to go get revenge on the bitch and kill the bitch. Again, I want whoever can get their hands around Margaret's throat, strangle that hoe. So then we see the Night Stalker. So, you know, he gets a visit, and, you know, whoever the girl is, he kept calling her Red, and she's talking about Brooke. You know, talking about Brooke, he says he thinks she'll buy it. I'm like, buy what? The devil? She said, fuck off. So Red tells him about the concert at Redwood, and that Billy Idol is the headliner. So then, you know, he's so concerned about people forgetting about who he is because we're going into a new decade at this point. We're leaving the 80s, and we're going into the 90s, and he's just worried that people will forget about him. I'm like, you are a nutcase. A true freaking nutcase. So then we see that it is time for Brooke's execution. And so then we see in the Night Stalker's cell, it's like he got this circle, this demonic circle, and he's in his blood, and he's bleeding. So then we see this man in the bathroom, and he's taking a shit, and then a black cloud of smoke comes up, and it goes in the stall where he is, and he gets possessed. I'm like, oh, to the shit. This is crazy as fuck. So Brooke's last words to Margaret was, you know what, she says, I hope you burn for watching me die. So then, like I said, the guard, he got possessed, and then we see Brooke, she's pronounced dead. So then there's a girl at the video store, and she's returning these movies because, you know, she wanted Friday the 13th. It was a whole bunch of scary movies, but she didn't get out one scary movie. And Jingle tells her, well, you don't need to watch any scary movies. So then we see Jingles, he goes home, and his girlfriend, she's dead, but the baby, he's alive, and a Night Stalker left a note on him talking about the devil will be, you know, something about the devil getting revenge or whatever. So then we see him, he drops the baby off with his girlfriend's sister and tells him he got to go. And then we see, you know, Brooke, she's in the morgue, and we see somebody, you know, pull the cover from over her, and they started injecting her with something, and they bring her back to life. And who was it that brought her back to life? Nurse Rita. Well, Donna. Donna brought her back to life. I'm like, wait a minute, what the fuck is going on with this? This show keeps getting weirder and weirder. But you guys, that was the episode, so be sure to like the video, leave your comments, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys later.